Oh, look who's here. It's
Jesus?
the Immaterial Gamers podcast. What's that, Stefan? One of the hosts of today's podcast.
Jesus?
You what?
Guess who's here?
Guess who's here?
I'm
Well,
gonna
I
guess.
don't know.
Jesus?
Well, to be honest, it's Ryan, and I've got Stefan, and even though its name says Dariusz, we've got Ezio from Assassin's Creed trying his best to be subtle and not be Dariusz.
Hold on, I can't see this.
I mean, to be fair, we did say we were going to have our.
blending. You cannot see me.
Well, we can quite clearly see you, and we can quite clearly hear you. To be fair, we did try and get Henry Cavill on the podcast, but well, for a start, we didn't ask.
No, he just got replaced with Dariusz.
Oh yeah,
Look, the whole thing was set up for him and everything, and then Dariusz for some reason got involved.
yeah. We ended up getting a new contract, and at the very last minute, we dropped Henry Cavill, just like James Gunn dropped him as Superman.
Budget friendly.
Budget friendly. We needed someone who was more relevant to the Immaterial Gamers podcast. Even if we're going to be talking about a news story about Henry Cavill later on down the line. To be fair, it just seems that for every person who, right, all right, camera, stop now. There we go. It seems that for every time Henry Cavill gets removed off a project, he just gets stronger.
I thought you were going to tell me about something. I'm like,
Oh no, not you.
Down here, and you're
I
like,
mean, to be fair, I could tell you off for wielding that flag up there. Apparently, Steph was looking at the World Cup, and he decided he was a France fan today. Therefore, he's got the Argentinian flag, or the Argentine flag, in the background. In what has to be, I will say it, probably one of the most entertaining World Cup finals that I have ever watched.
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, I watched it live.
I didn't watch all of it.
But yeah, it went all the way. Well,
Bless me.
Hey, Dariusz nearly became Jordi LaForge.
The last 10 minutes of the main game.
Yeah.
Then I got the 30 minutes extra time.
Yeah.
And then I got the penalty.
Yeah.
That's why I saw it.
Yeah, it was probably,
that's all I got. Probably the best part of the game.
I mean, the fact that Argentina nearly lost it twice, because they let France get back in the game twice, and then I'll be fair. Okay, the penalties were a little bit of a damp squib. I mean, we had the exhibition of Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe take their penalties first, and it was like, right, now that we've got that out of the way, here's the penalty shootout proper.
Messi just basically rolled it in there.
Yeah, to be fair,
Messi just went rolled it.
Yeah, Messi took his penalty and the ball was still rolling in the net by the last penalty take. But yeah, it was a match. Yeah. It was a match, and it's a closure on the Qatar World Cup now, which was a place.
It is not my cup of tea.
Was a place.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, first things first. I just need to take off my hat. I'm done with the hat for today now. There we go. Back to Ryan actually having some semblance of, short hair again.
Yes, hair. Not if he leans forward enough.
Yeah. Martin's telling me it screwed the back of my hair, but don't worry, no one's seeing the back of my hair, so it'll be all fine.
It slides off.
But yeah. Compared to playing my role-playing Not In My Game stream this morning where I had just hair everywhere, now I just have hair everywhere. So.
It's a hair everywhere?
What the heck happened? What the heck happened with your mic there, Steph? You all I just heard. I heard you, or I watched you say words, and all I heard was hair everywhere.
Hair everywhere. No, but that's what you said. You just said I went from this morning stream with hair everywhere to hair everywhere.
Hair everywhere. Yeah, rather from hair everywhere. I'm for audio purposes.
Morning?
I wouldn't say I had an afro, but when
someone goes, I had to have hair everywhere. That's an afro, Ryan.
Is that my next bet to XL?
That you have to get an afro.
Be
I don't think you have to have
make worlds, and I will. Hairstyles can be done. I will wear an afro for a week.
You're wearing an afro.
Yeah, I'll wear. No, well, okay.
But-
I will have the hairstyle of an afro for a week. What is it?
Okay. Is this just a week
I mean-
of gaming
I mean,
or
this
a week of life?
a week of life.
So we're gluing it to your head, right?
Alright, fine, Martin's going for perm because I've been told at this point that if I was wearing an afro, I would be extremely racist.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, I do agree.
The white people can have afros, just don't pull it off as good.
Yeah, how about that? You discuss it with Martin after the podcast, and I'll try and get back to my squeaky clean image. Okay.
Squeaky clean, Ryan. I've seen what you've looked at. On the
Okay.
internet.
Okay. Scuffed image. We'll go with slightly scuffed image. Right. Anyway, yeah, we generally sometimes talk about what we played. Should probably do that by letting Dariusz go first. But before we actually said that, I made a point of saying that we had with this is the last live podcast of the year. That's because it's true. There will be no streams on Christmas Day and New Year's Day because duh.
Can't guarantee this.
Well, if you're gonna stream your Christmas Day and New Year's Day away, that's absolutely fine. But I'm gonna go see family. And then on New Year's Day, I am not going to be in a position to be streaming.
New Year's Eve, you will be.
I'm not going to stream on New Year's Eve either. Well,
Yay!
not New Year's evening
Why not?
because people will be around, and I'm not going to be sitting here and being an absolute, what's it called? I'm not going to sit there and just while everyone else is having a party in the corner, me just going. And today on Role Playing Not In My Games, I'm just going to go down up this path. I'm just going to continue playing this while everyone's here having a drink. Hey Ryan, do you want a drink? No, I'm all right. I'm streaming.
That's what I want you to do.
No. I'm going to bring in another awful year in, and then roll the dice again for the second.
Right, you can't have another awful year in. Mean you're ringing an awful year out.
Oh. No, I maintain my words. 2023 is going to be another awful year.
What about if it's the best year of your life? What's going to happen then?
Hey? Yeah, there we go. Why break the streak, Martin says,
Hey, it's not TFT. He's not getting a win streak or a lose streak.
Oh, man. But yeah, it means there's going to be pre-recorded podcasts, podcast 300 and 301. The idea is I'm trying to get these guys who do the podcast on the semi-regular. Duncan has said yes. I'm going to try and wrangle it with with like Steph, Dariusz, and another person, so we can try and do some
that way?
just two. Dariusz, yeah, he's across from you.
That way or that way?
No, you had it the right. You've got it the right way.
That way?
There you go. Yeah, there you go. You've got it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Stefan,
That's right.
let's do the fusion.
That's right. Cheers, guys. Hey, look.
Well,
High five.
Ryan holds us up.
Good.
Fusion.
Ha! Oh no, you've become deafen.
We become Ryan.
Or is it would it?
Place
It would
the fingers.
It would be deafen, wouldn't it? Or Darifan.
It depends. It depends.
Well, it depends how good your fusion is.
No, because the fusion with the hands, the names are done a different way. Because you've got with the earrings, it goes with whoever's the strongest. With the earrings, I'm not sure what it goes by the seams of it. I think it's Gogeta. No, Gogeta's with the things. I can't remember what it is. It'll be you're probably right.
Yeah.
Or it might be the one with the stronger personality or something. I'm not sure.
Right. So. So that could be deafen. It could be Darifan.
Darifan, I like that one.
Darifan. There we go. There. So yeah, I'm trying to get Darifan and also Duncan. Wait. a fusion of D and Duncan would still be Duncan.
Duncan.
We fuse Duncan and they.
And they've become
The Duncan.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Duncan or Duncaned.
The Duncan.
So yeah, that's how that work. Or combinations thereof. It could be Dari D, Stefan. No, because even then, yeah, Stefan and Duncan would probably still become Duncan. God damn, Dunk fan.
Duncan. It sounds like a Pokemon.
Sounds like Duffman.
It sounds like Dumbfan, the Pokemon.
Dunkfan. And we've been going for 12 minutes and talked absolute twaddle. And you know what? I wouldn't trade it for the world. Right, Dariusz, you've like you say, you've not been here for a little bit. You've probably had something to play. Uh-oh.
He's a lonely person.
I'm doing second playthrough of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is that the third person shooter one?
Yes.
Not the Telltale one.
No.
Okay. Second playthrough. Did you miss some costumes?
Yes.
Is that the reason why?
Yes.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Continue.
So I think we've talked about like Guardians of the Galaxy before, and so check out another podcast on what that is.
And to be fair, this time I'm playing a little bit different, and the story is so slightly different.
Oh yes, because you can make slight tweaks.
Yeah.
I'm putting the hat back on. 1 second. I feel cold without the hat. There we go.
That's a cool hat.
I got it. It's my cultaholic hat.
Get you a hat for Christmas?
I mean, you could get me a hat for Christmas, yeah, and I can start wearing hats for different days. I've now got 3 hats in the house. Well, once I find the XL hat. I found my North Face hat. It turned out it was just under the couch because someone pushed it under there because they wanted to hide it because they didn't want me wearing the hat.
Don't look at me like that. I don't come to your house enough.
I don't know why. I was just looking at the camera. I don't know why you thought it was initially. Anyway, you've just reminded me. You just reminded me though that I make a point now that every time I get a new wearable, a hat or a shirt or something, I will wear it on the first stream I possibly can.
Every time he gets a new wearable, he becomes more unbearable.
As the first thing. Now, what I ended up doing on Thursday is I don't know why I did it, but I have. I've bought a plastic shark hand puppet.
I don't want to know what you're doing anymore, Ryan.
It was autographed live on stream.
I still don't want to know what you're up to anymore, Ryan.
It's a wearable. And the next 2 streams that are coming up require, well, let's just say, thankfully, I'm happy that Teamfight Thursdays is TFT this week. Because I don't know how I could play Aram with a plastic shark puppet on my hand. Trying to get the mouse just like
You can do it.
Unless it arrives tomorrow, which is going to be even worse, because I'm playing Hades tomorrow.
Though that might be an issue.
Anyway, sorry. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
So
second playthrough.
Yeah, second playthrough.
Second playthrough. This time on what's the major change is that I do have a new TV which do support HDR, so I do have slightly better visuals.
It looks nicer.
Yeah, it looks nicer.
Or the range, because that's what HDR is. The high dynamic range is better. And
it looks pretty.
I have to say, Bloom is probably the worst development in graphics because no developer knows how to use it, and therefore everything gets bleached out every time you walk out of a tunnel and into sunlight. It's just like... And now I understand you come out of a dark cave for 20 hours and you walk into sunlight, your eyes are going to go...
Yes.
But you don't have to. You just don't have to. Right, anyway, Ramble Ryan is getting in the way. So what choice did you make on your first playthrough? Just to give us a couple of choices that you...
On my first playthrough, I ditched the gear.
Yeah, so you didn't...
Rocket gear.
Okay.
And I also wanted to sell rocket.
I was about to say, are you playing Guardians of the Galaxy or are you playing Dragon Ball? Because why were you sacrificing Cell?
Oh, you just... Yeah, because the thing was there, you could either... No, it was sacrifice and sell. Because you basically... There's a scene where you basically go to... I've forgotten what her name is, but she's basically buys... She's a collector of like... Yeah. She's a sort of a collector. Like the collector just collects everything. She collects beasts. And so...
And she has a thing for Destroyer of the Worlds.
Mm. And
he's not Destroyer of the World. He's
on-off
Destroyer.
Yeah, on-off relationship with Drax. But you get the choice of either selling Groot or Rocket.
Yeah. Both are great choices.
Yeah.
You're a monster selling Groot.
Well, to be fair, if you sell Rocket, there isn't really a situation that doesn't end in you having to flee for your life.
Yeah, because Rocket will come after you like a crazy person.
No, Rocket's kind of... Well, the whole idea is that at that particular point, if you go the Rocket route, you're going on the idea that you get Rocket in there and then he just causes havoc anyway and you get your money.
Yes.
But it never gets that far. Because I've tried this, because the whole idea is you end up in this conversation followed by this like chase sequence that happens everywhere, and if you fail at the chase sequence, you start back at the conversation point. So I went through all the cycles because I'll say it personally, when I played it, I sucked. So I was failing the chase sequence. So I went through all the things, and there is no combination of responses on the Rocket route. I've not played the Groot route, so I'll have to know on that. There's no combination of responses that doesn't result in that chase.
With Groot, yes. With Groot and with help of Drax, there is no escape. You have to basically... You're walking out with your money, and you do have to just sneak back
to get Groot out.
To get Groot out. And spoilers. Well, spoilers alert, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to play this game, you evil bastards.
You still can.
Not being spoiled.
No, not anymore.
Once the Groot is out, you still will end up fighting that big octopus thingy. However, Groot is not Groot.
Okay.
Groot is the shape-shifting monster.
Oh.
Because Groot couldn't keep his mouth shut for longer than a few minutes.
You'd think for a guy that only says 3 words in different inflections.
But he is too honest, and he couldn't lie to her or to anyone. After a few minutes, they figured out what's your plan.
Oh dear. Dear.
It was fun. It was really, really fun. And also, first place through, I was not throwing Rocket over the ravine.
Bridges.
Yeah, well, there is no bridges, so you cannot throw him over the bridge. You just throw him over the...
It was like a chasm. The idea was either you had to find an alternate way round places, or fling Rocket over a chasm so he could activate something for you to get to get
exactly.
over.
And I did it twice with him, and he was pissed.
Yeah, because it
Would
still
be bunch of monsters.
because it still kind of follows like the Telltale story
Narrative. Yeah.
arc in which decisions that you make anywhere on
They are not.
will have consequences later.
They will, but they are not as
Seismic?
impacting the story as in Telltale. They're just basically like small choices which do not change the whole game because the main event still happens as they're supposed to. You just have maybe 1 or 2 different locations to visit.
Yeah.
You might have a dozen of different dialogues, and basically that is it.
Yeah.
It's not opening like a completely new path to the finale. It's just like, small things. Because regardless, it's a linear story.
Yeah.
So once you play the game, there's no much point to replay it, especially for the after second time, because you visit basically everything. And once I have my platinum, the game is going to be deleted, and probably then I will just play Horizon Zero Dawn for the second time. Well, third time maybe, I'm not sure. And then I will play the new one.
You'll get into Forbidden West.
Yes, that's my plan. So I will start the Zero Dawn with New Game Plus with a normal difficulty, just basically to just get the story back to my head. Also with the expansion, because I have not played yet the expansion for the first game. So I will do that as well, and then move to the Forbidden West.
Fair dues.
That's my plan. Hopefully, I will be able to finish Guardians of the Galaxy and start the story for the Horizon before New Year.
Oh, you'd hope.
I hope.
Well, there'll probably be a little bit of time to do it, so good luck to you, sir.
A few days. I do have a few days off, but family is all coming over, etc. So it might be tricky. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, I might be able to get through most of the RPG that I'm currently playing for role-playing Nottingham games over the Christmas period. Chained Heroes is Chained Echoes. I keep saying Chained Heroes. Chained Echoes. There's still H's and E's and things. It's a 16-bit style RPG, bit like Breath of Fire and Secret of Mana, stuff like that. I will bring up. I'll remember who did it, because it was basically another one of those one-man or like very small indie devs. Developed by Matthias Linder, published by Deck 13. And I am absolutely loving it already. I've only played 5 hours of it, 2 sessions, on stream, but already loving the idea. Mainly because it starts breaking tropes. It subverts. So like in any JRPG of the time, yeah, in the early 90s, your Final Fantasy and stuff like that. How does like those JRPGs start? Generally, hero wakes up or gets woken up by parent figure out of bed, goes and meets their friends, does a little bit of an adventure, finds the MacGuffin, which then causes their village to be burnt down and their hero's journey to begin. Yeah.
Okay, you just mentioned the whole of Dragon Quest, but carry on.
Well, yeah, every Dragon Quest fits that same thing, but I still like those games. I mean, like that game, and therefore would probably play more at some other time, because Dragon Quest 11, first Dragon Quest I've ever played through to completion. I did it with 2 hours to remain.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I didn't play it to 100% completion, but I completed the story. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of role-playing Nottingham games, is to find an RPG and play it through to completion. You cheeky git. However, so we got that trope, yeah? The first, 2 minutes of Chained Echoes, you wake up in bed, or your mum wakes you up in your bed, tells you to go down and meet your friends because you're late. Do you know what time of day it is? Get downstairs. You don't even make it down the stairs before your mum starts saying, get the hell up. What? I'm already up. I'm going downstairs and meeting my friends. Get the hell up. What are you on about? Get the hell up. Slap. Smash cut to, developed by Matthias Linder or whatever it was, that's just brought by this. And your character actually wakes up on the middle of an airship as a mercenary in an army heading towards...
He's slapped by his mother?
No, they wouldn't know. His mum's not even there. He was orphaned from an early age. So I don't know how he's got this memory of waking up because he wasn't actually there. He was taken in at the age of 12 by a band of mercenaries. And he's joined them because he's very gifted with technology. And so straight away, subverted the trope of having to spend 5 hours walking around tutorial village and waiting for it to be burnt down by tutorial bad guy, So that, there, straight away, all cool. I like the combat system is usual turn-based affair. Everyone, there's an order of turns that need taking. You take them one turn at a time. Bash each other over the head until one team or the other falls over. But it's got a couple of extra features. There's this feature called Overdrive. So, in your JRPGs, there's generally this, everyone has a special skill, and they do have that in this game. They call them ultra moves. And when the bar fills up, one player on your team can activate the ultra move, do a big thing, big flashy effects. Particularly, I do like one of them where he hits an enemy with it's something of steel. I've forgotten the full name of it, but it's basically a giant sword that comes out from the ground.
Ryan?
But yes. Why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me with stuff?
Because I'm 2 fights away from winning a TFT with not losing 1 HP at any round.
Right, go you.
I'm just shocked.
Right. You have enough. We should remember Steph doesn't do the podcast as much as he does plays the game and speaks.
Hey, I interact.
So,
Do you?
Oh yeah, well you're doing it now. So, but yeah, so he shoots this giant sword out of the ground, and you'd think it'd just stop just above the ground and hitting all the enemies. No, it hits the enemies and keeps on going, and it smash cuts to a mountain with this giant metal sword just boom. But it has this feature called Overdrive. So every time you attack, it fills up this bar on the top left of the corner of the screen. And once it hits the Overdrive zone, which is this green part, there's a yellow, a green, and the red part. When you hit the green part, your characters deal more damage, take less damage, and their skills cost 50% less to cast. And then at that point, there'll be a move that'll appear, a move type that'll appear on the top left, and if you hit the move, it brings the bar down. So you want to kind of keep it in this green zone. And you do that various ways, because if the bar goes into the red zone, you end up in overheat, which means you take more damage. So the game sort of incentivises you using different types of skills in order to do the match, because they all have different things. They have a red sword skill, or a buff skill, or a debuff skill.
But once you're on the red zone, do you also deal more damage, or you just take more damage?
No, your benefit.
Right, okay.
So the beneficial part is to stay in this green zone and juggle the moves. And they have the bit where your party has 4 slots. You can have 4 people in there. And instead of doing other things like you need to change the party around for every fight, or you have the ability to just tag any player in for someone else, the slots are specifically set for tag teams. So you have your 4 party members, and then you can add another party member that would swap out specifically for the character that they're teamed with. and so therefore you can have different combinations of fights and stuff like that, and I'm quite liking it. There's adventures to go through. I'm currently in a scene where I'm trying to use a fake passport to get, I'm trying to use a passport to get over across a checkpoint border because a war's about to begin again. Because no one in fantasy RPGs can stay together without wanting to cause war against each other. But I'm at the story point where the passports that are entirely legal are now entirely fake. But apparently the guy who was paying the money to give you the proper passports were getting them switched by a guy who was giving you fake passports instead, who told you that the guy was giving you fake passports. There's a lot going on, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm happy it passed the test of good first impressions in the first session, so that is my next RPG to play for role-playing Nightmare Games. Also, I downloaded the DLC for Vampire Survivors. It's great. There's more Vampire Survivors, still no vampires, and more achievements to get, which, as I posted there when Ponkel Games said, we're sorry for screwing with your 100% achievement rate, I tweeted back, that was my plan all along. You can't have my 100% completion rate ruined if I never get there in the first place. Muhahahaha. Sad face because I've never achieved the 100% completion.
Any game.
So yeah. Right, Steph.
Yes.
Off you go.
About what?
You know it. You don't know what you've played.
What have I played? Space Engineers.
Space Engineers. Okay.
Yeah. You're an engineer in space. I love the table, Ryan.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely not a decorating table that's got a tablecloth on it, which makes it look cool.
That makes it look cool, Ryan. What tablecloth is that?
It's an Asda
Okay.
Snowflake Silver tablecloth.
Okay. Making.
That's Steph checking Asda groceries later. No, he's not going to check the website. He's just going to go in the shop.
It'll be closed.
Not now, clearly. But
I'll be at work.
Oh well.
I really can't be bothered.
So engineers in space.
Yeah, basically been playing Space Engineers with Terry. We have played it before. We have talked about it on the podcast. I know that much. Before, but we've added a few mods in it that makes the ships go quicker, makes thrusters stronger,
makes ships go burr.
I made a car that I called, which I nicknamed the Monstrosity.
Monstrosity, okay.
Yeah, it had basically everything you can get on a car the car. I then put thrusters on it so it could fly.
Hey, thrusters.
That's a car that flies around.
Ah, sweet.
With wheels.
So you've succeeded in one thing that the 69th Musketeer has not been able to do. So fair enough.
But,
okay, granted, he sent a car to space.
Are you trying to say you're playing Rocket Leagues in space?
No, because you don't want to hit stuff in this game, or your car's gonna blow up, or your ship's gonna blow up.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
I made a football in this and played it with it.
Gently nudge the ball, and that's it. You don't have to hit another car.
You know what?
Yeah, but in space, and you're playing Rocket League. Rocket League, if you don't hit another car, that's no fun.
You know what? Right, if Steph manages to get Rocket League in Space Engineers, Dariusz, that means you then have to try get Rocket League in Kerbal Space Program. Good freaking luck.
I think I can pull it off.
Oh,
Let me check the Steam Workshop. Let's see what I can find.
Oh, fair enough. You're in your Rocket League. Oh, I thought you were going for the Zelda there for a second. But no. Okay.
I will be putting Dragon Age back after New Year.
Oh, you're gonna be trying that again? Getting on with that?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right, let's start this news section then from ridiculous to ridiculous to what the fuck to alright, fair enough to aw. Right. There's no way of saying this. There's no other way of saying this. I need to step back from the mic.
Terry's not. Can't do it.
I have to. It's not because Terry's gonna say what the fuck Blizzard. That's next. But it's because we've got a story about NFTs.
Mine, what did you do? Nobody will currency anyway.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, you have to laugh or you'll cry.
I do that every night. That's how I sleep.
The former president of the United States has released a set of NFTs depicting him of the greatest hits of his presidency. Yours for $99 a card. They're digital trading cards. They have absolutely zero value. I'll bring up the Mirror article.
When are we making our own?
Never.
Why not? I want to be worth 50p.
Absolutely. You want to be worth 50p? I don't even think we'd be worth that, to be fair, but you know. But yeah.
There's always hope, Ryan. Hope defeats all.
The annoying orange.
Ooh, do you know?
Has them in there? No, not that annoying orange. But they are like
He's
really.
a tangerine, Ryan.
You basically give his license away to these trading cards, just like you give his name to stakes and to other things. But yeah, they picture him. Remember, in his key moments of his presidency, such as becoming WWE,
when he got kicked out,
becoming a wrestling champion. You remember that, right?
No.
Where he wore spandex and a giant T on the front of him with 45 on the side of his,
He's
his
Mr.
arms.
T.
No. Or what about when he was a cowboy? You remember that?
I
right?
remember that. Yeah, he was a cowboy president.
Yeah, what absolute cheapskate rip-off and caused nothing but problems for everyone.
Yeah, he left it in more. He left
it in more disrepair than he did when he started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the cowboy bit.
Yeah, fair enough. What about that time he went to space?
The space between his ears is enough. So yeah, I remember that.
Oh no, not in his fact that his head was filled with space.
You just said remember him going to space. He went to his own mind at some point, I hope.
No, space as in, where the 69th Musketeer sent his Tesla.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't remember that. I remember him hitting rock bottom.
Oh, so he went into the core. That's.
Yeah, I think he's getting mixed up. He's going backwards.
I would pay for Dwayne Johnson to give the former president of the United States a rock bottom. I couldn't afford much, but let's be honest. Black Adam didn't make much money, so he'll take the payment.
I don't understand Black Adam. I don't get why Shazam wasn't in it, but Superman was.
I mean, to be fair, it's the DC universe. Who cares? Who cares?
I'm also annoyed. Why was there no real good ending to Wakanda?
I mean, I told you, Wakanda Forever was a very good tribute movie.
Oh, no, I like the film as a tribute. Yeah, that's fine. I discussed this with Dariusz. I think it could have hit. I think it could have hit harder.
Oh yeah.
For what it was meant to be doing.
But it was but it was still a serviceable movie, and like we say, we were all going to be
nothing at the credits. Where was my credit thing?
You did have your credit thing. You did have your credit thing where Redacted told Redacted that they had redacted who was their redacted.
Yeah, wait better.
And redacted was redacted.
Yeah, but then
which was the same redacted as a redacted.
I want it to be another redacted after that redacted.
Like you wanted an actual, like you wanted a post-credit sequence, not a mid-credit sequence. Is what you're saying. Yeah, they stopped doing that now. They've hooked us in. They've hooked us in like freaking suckers. We stayed and watched. And this is like the second. This is the second one in a row where that's happened because they did it with. What came out before Wakanda Forever?
Strange.
Hmm?
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness, where again they did a post. They did no, actually, they did a post-credit sequence, didn't they? Because that was where it's over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is the first one they've done it on because when we were left the cinema, me and Dariusz, we got told everyone was so angry on the first night of the showing because there was nothing there.
Oh, come on!
Everyone was upset, and he said a lot of cinemas got just complaints about it.
I will say this. I will say this. When me and Martin saw Wakanda Forever, we saw the very first thing happen. Idiots leaving 5 minutes before the end of the film, like before the credits rolled. They missed the actual, the bit with underwater redacted playing along redacted.
Oh.
They missed that. They left before that.
No one cares about the Little Mermaid, Ryan.
I care. Anyway, right, yeah. So that prick has sold some NFTs, and people are buying it, and they'll get the chance to have dinner hosted by him because he doesn't cancel those. Anyway, right, Dariusz.
Yeah.
Can you say it for me?
Say what?
The thing involving that video game company that's constantly getting
WFB.
Well, so let's start with.
Can you say it? Can you say it?
First of all, let's build up to it.
Okay.
Polish.
Here we go.
Polish.
Oh yes, say it in Polish, please.
First of all, certain person was not. He didn't want to do, or they didn't want him to do another season of TV series.
Hey, wait, hold on.
He's skipping.
You're skipping that story. No, not that story. Not that story. The one about the video game company that usually has their people crafting war in a world. Just want you to make an explanation that goes, oh, right, I need you to, right, can you do me a favour? Just say, what the fuck, Blizzard? But could you say that in Polish?
No, I'm thinking how to say it. What the hell? What the fuck?
I feel that there isn't a translation for what the I feel there isn't a translation for fuck or Blizzard, so it'd just be. It would be, yeah. Anyway, yeah. What the fuck, Blizzard? So, Game Awards announced that Diablo 4 was going to come out on the 6th of June, 2023. And they excitedly announced that they would crunch to make sure that's possible. No room. Crunch is not acceptable. Don't fucking announce it that you're going to enthusiastically crunch to hit the date. Are you idiots? Yes, you are. That's a rhetorical question. Don't bother. But anyway, in the other list of questionable decisions is the release of the Diablo 4 Collector's Edition, which is priced at $100 according to Kotaku, $96.66. They could have really made it $69.66, but you know. But it contains the following: a physical candle of creation, an occult mousepad, a cloth map of Sanctuary, the world that Diablo is set in, a pin of the Heredrim, a Diablo 4 Collector's Edition art book, and 2 matted fine art prints on 18.54 inches. 18.54 by 10.79 inches. What's missing from this gaming collector's edition
is drumroll.
Let's see if Dariusz can get it. Can Dariusz get it?
Here we go.
A pentagram.
Bum 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 bum. Bwah. No, good try, Darius. Here's what you could have won.
The game.
A copy of Diablo 4.
That's what you could have won.
Yes. This is a collector's edition of a game that does not contain the game. What? I mean, to be fair, this comes up from I saw something in another Discord I'm in the XL Discord, community Discord, where someone had bought the collector's edition of Baldur's Gate 3 that's been announced, and it contains a pretty fucking cool statue and a bunch of other stuff, but it's $300.
Well, I don't get it. Why they calling it as
A collector's box.
yes? Shouldn't they call it like?
I mean, to be fair, they could have charged $100 for an NFT. So you know.
Sure, yeah.
Is this where it's come to, where someone goes, well, we could have made it an NFT, be happy. Actually, I find it funny. There's a mobile game, that did heavy loot boxes until recently, and they announced we're no longer going to be doing loot boxes, and the crowd went, boo! What? But here's the thing.
Trying to remember what game was it. I cannot.
We'll wait for it. It comes. He's going to remember.
It's not the Fallout guys, is it?
Not Fall Guys. No. No, it was like one of those Clash of Clans style games. You know, the ones where you spend 8 years building a fortress for some guy who spent more money than you to just tear it down in 2 seconds. You know, one of them games.
I can't remember.
Right.
No.
But yeah, they said we are no longer going to be giving you loot boxes, and it'll just be season passes and direct transactions. And people went, boo! I want to spend all my money on chance. Well, off you go to the casino again. Off you go to the casino then, because you clearly like to lose all your money. Anyway, yeah, another list of questionable decisions at What the Fuck Blizzard HQ. Right, now, Dariusz, you can explain this story. I'd like you to talk about the ballad of Henry Cavill. Go.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what the hell is going on with him and let's say just with him.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, first of all, we do have that he's quitting Netflix show The Witcher.
Yes. Wait, camera, please.
Mainly.
Thank you.
mainly because he have a different point of view on how the series is written.
Yes.
Directed.
He's very into the books.
Yes, he's trying to be true to the source as much as he can. However, since freaking season 1, for the season 1 I had a really hard time to getting it through it because it was different to the books.
It's weird, isn't it? Because the world of The Witcher in the Netflix series is not the games and it's not the books. It's
completely something different.
Yeah.
However, for the season 2, once I ditched all the lore I know through the books and through the games, that miles better TV series than when you're trying to.
So when you actually look at it as its own thing.
Yes, that's better.
Right.
However, it's still not as good as it could be if they would stay to the source, because that's the source, the books. That's what make the games great.
Right.
And through the games, you do have those stories, all the not all the events. The new events in the games have the base. They are based on something happened on in the books or have very big similarities to it. The language, the way they speaking, everything kind of like makes sense from one to another. And to be honest, that's what I'm thinking anyway. That's my personal opinion that this could be enjoyed much more if they will stay to the source. So
Yeah.
what Henry did is basically after season 3, I think they had two big arguments regarding where the series is going, and he was like, "I'm not taking any part of it."
So he leaves.
And he kind of leave, but whether it was more towards, well, more because of he didn't want to take part of it, or by the time he was in talks with DC to reprise the role of Superman.
Yes. And
So he
DC
needed
and James Gunn announced that they said that he was going to be Superman again.
So they did need, he needs more free time to do it. So maybe that's why he wanted to quit also. That's one of the things which contributed, I think, to quitting the Netflix show.
Yeah.
However, not so long ago, they confirmed that he will no longer be a Superman.
Because they were looking for someone younger. Long story short, because they wanted to do the early days of Clark Kent. So they wanted someone younger.
And then
Amazon, a new competitor has entered. Amazon.
Amazon shows up with apparently a deal between him and Warhammer.
Yes. So now, after many false starts, we currently have the situation of Henry Cavill and Amazon working with Games Workshop to make a Warhammer 40K. They are still Games Workshop. Games Workshop is still the brand. Warhammer, just the stores are now just called Warhammer. Games Workshop is still the brand.
Owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all working together to make a Warhammer 40K TV series.
Which will be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to describe what has to be the grimmest fantasy universe in all of existence, where everybody loses? Let's be honest.
And how are you planning on doing all of those die rolls?
There'll be so many people being dealt 5 damage with this. No, 6 damage with the 5-sided shape. I've heard about how you take damage in Kill Team. Damage is dealt by either circle, triangle, square, or pentagram, which then goes 2, 3, 4, 6. Because reasons. Oh god, I jowled like Boss Nass. But yeah.
Do you think he will play one of the orcs, or he will be like, I don't know?
Could you?
Yeah, I was about to say, could you picture Carol just being a Space Marine? Or is he just going to sit there and just like, oh, I'm going to play the God Emperor? No, even though the God Emperor's no.
You never see the God Emperor.
I mean, you could always look at the back of Henry Cavill's head. I picture him just like becoming the Necron.
No, I'm not really familiar with the story of the Warhammer.
Basically, shit gone south.
Well, I just know that you've got different fractions, and once upon a time there is a massive alien race which annihilate everything coming over. So I'm just wondering what they were trying to show in the stories. Will they start with 2 different fractions fighting each other and then bringing more and more together, or let's start with all fractions and big war, big massive war.
I think you'd have to slow roll it. You'd have to start like you would have done in like Dawn of War, which was just Space Marines and Orcs.
Yeah.
Or Chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just have it between Space Marines and Chaos. Maybe go through the.
You might
the
have a
warp
little bit of Imperial Guard in there. Because Imperial Guard and that are all the same.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. And it's Henry Cavill. He's an absolute nerd. And we love it. So there we go. We get Henry Cavill and we get Vin Diesel and other absolute Hollywood acting nerds and just get them to just do something. Actually, just get them all around the tabletop. Have Henry Cavill and Vin Diesel have a game of Kill Team.
Yeah, that would be great. I would watch it.
Yeah, just do it. It'd be all great. Right, and we reported, like everywhere else, we talked about what everyone else reported, that Ash Ketchum is finally a Pokemon master. He's finally, became the very best like no one ever was. And so, the Pokemon Company have decided there's no more stories to tell with Ash.
Boo-hoo.
So, in the last chunk of the current anime Pokemon journeys, they're going to write Ash out.
Home.
He's going to leave. Apparently, involving a situation in meeting his dad. Which I've heard haven't they made a whole point in like Pokemon of Ash's dad being a bit of a ne'er-do-well, absent father.
I've heard so much. You got the ones where his dad's a gym leader in a place no one really knows about yet. His dad's an actual Pokemon expert that goes around the world, examining Pokemon in the wild. Basically, one person is Professor Oak, is the one who created the Pokédex, and people believe it's Ash's father is the one who gave him the information to put in the Pokédex.
Right.
So he's the one who goes around filling all these details in about Pokemon and then giving them to people for studying.
So he's not an absolute drunk layabout like I've always pictured him to be.
No, he's not like Dariusz.
Damn it.
Okay.
I thought I was starring Pokemon series.
You will.
Look,
Team
all
Rocket
right.
needs a new Meowth.
All right, Gary Oak.
You can't be 10 forever. Even Gary grew up.
Which weird. How? What?
Gary looked like he got older. Ash never did. Ash kind of looked younger every single time you saw him.
Continuing theory that Ash is a Pokemon. Well, humans are Pokemon. Let's just go with it. Humans are Pokemon. How many? Why do you think all the Nurse Joys are exactly the same?
Let's collect them all.
Nurse Joys are just fully evolved chances.
That is a theory. Is in one of the many non Five Nights at Freddy theories that Game Theory have done. Because Game Theory is a Five Nights at Freddy theory channel that also does other theories. Is probably what I call that now, which is shame. I like the old theories, like how tall was Mario? And saying he was 6 pixels because of his pixels. That Mario was like 8 foot tall. Math
was Luigi?
It would have been about 12 foot tall. You can get him there as the great slam dunkers, the basketball duo. Mario, and Luigi Mario. Yes, remember, Mario's surname is Mario. He's Mario Jumpman Mario. Just keep that ingrained in your head. He is Mario.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's not.
He absolutely is.
Mario.
He's Mario.
He's not.
He is.
He is.
Which is.
We better just check this.
But yeah.
There you go. Hold on. Mario full name. He is Mario Mario.
So
Now, it was
creative.
apparently Shigeru Miyamoto had said that it wasn't Mario Mario, but they confirmed in July 2015 that his name is Mario Mario. So just have that there. But yeah, it means they're now going to be following two new characters, some like twin siblings, who are going to be showcasing all the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon. One happens to have scarlet hair, the other happens to have indigo hair. Meh. Look, it's better than just like doing the weird when they went and did a 4-part OVA of like the original Pokemon Red and Blue, and the lead character of the game was Red. That was just his name. Steph, you're muted.
Ryan.
Yes.
If you ever have kids, I want them named Chisholm.
No.
Chisholm.
No.
Chisholm.
No, I already.
That sounds like a Pokemon. That Chisholm.
Yeah, I already get enough scam emails where people think my name is actually my first. They think my first name is Chisholm, and they think my second name is 601.
Isn't it?
No.
You know
it's
my
602.
Deliveroo account?
Yeah.
My Deliveroo account is my username for like games and everything.
Right.
And one guy who delivered to me once with Deliveroo turned around and went, "I expected an Asian guy."
Oh no! Did he actually come to the door and just say, "Hi, Masa Mune"?
No, it was when I was working at the hostel in town.
Ah, right. Oh man, what a name!
So you kind of walk out to go get it, and he was like, "I expected an Asian guy."
And with that bombshell, I think we should probably wrap the podcast up at that point. Steph mistaken for another descent. For another Oh dear, in an unfortunate case of racial stereotyping. Right, yeah, we better go and clear our names. Right, I apologise. We just apologise in advance. These are not the opinions of anyone at Immaterial Gamers, nor the opinions of the people speaking. They're the opinions of delivery drivers. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Thank you if anyone's come in and had a look at this, or you're seeing this on YouTube later down the line, and we're sorry. You can catch the Immaterial Gamers podcast on anywhere that your podcasts are served in audio form, or you can catch us on the live streams at twitch.tv/immaterialgamers, where we stream most of the week. That's not Christmas and New Year. So there'll be a little bit less over the next couple of weeks, most likely. Or there may be a little bit more, because, like I said, I might just do the role-playing Not Me Games takeover. So, I did it last year. Might do it again this year. Check out all our VODs and sometimes original shows at which we're looking at trying to do more of definitely next year at youtube.com/@immaterialgamersyt, because we now have handles and it's a lot easier than trying to go youtube.com/channel/UJKA @!TV. Maybe. And check us out on the social medias while they still exist. Facebook.com/immaterialgamers, Twitter.com/@mastodon/social.post. No, we're currently until we get banned, still at Immaterial Gamer on YouTube. Look, I may have sent a post that took the mick out of the Twitter changes that say you're not allowed to post links of other social media accounts on Twitter anymore. And I may have made a post along the lines of something. They said, like, we recognize that many of our users are active on other social media platforms. However, we will no longer allow free promotion of certain social media platforms on Twitter. I think I may have posted something along the lines of, yeah, here we go. We recognize that many podcasts are active on other social media platforms. However, we will no longer allow free promotion of the Immaterial Gamers podcast on Twitter until about 20 minutes from now, where we'll advertise our own podcast again. But take the mick out of the 69th Musketeer and his absolutely paper thin skin, and it'll disappear. So, Right. That's my rant over. And from Steph and Dariusz, Have a good rest of the year, and we'll be back with pre-recorded podcasts next Thursday and the Thursday after. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.